Hi, Narma. Welcome back. Can we get started, Blake? I don't know what the status is.
Yes, we're ready.
Okay, we'll call to order the regular meeting of the Reclamation District 900, September 15th meeting. And pursuant to Government Code Section 54953 as amended by Assembly Bill 361, due to the state of emergency declared by the governor, members of the Reclamation District 900 Board of Trustees and staff will participate in this meeting via Zoom. Members of the public can access the meeting by joining the Zoom meeting or by calling in at the link and numbers located on the RD900 website. And next we'll go to the general administration, part 1, presentations by the public on matters not on the agenda within the jurisdiction of the district. The agency is prohibited by law from discussing issues not on the agenda brought to them at this time. Mr. General Manager, are there any requests to speak at this time?
There are no requests to speak.
Okay, next is our item 1B, monthly year-to-date revenue and expense report.
Okay, real quick. Again, we're still early in the year. Our total income at this time is $205,000 and change, and our total expenses is $236,000. There's of course money coming in from Wasaika, Yolo County, and whatnot as time goes on. So again, we're early in the fiscal year, so numbers may be a little off, but we'll slowly come together here. Still, we have not closed out the books for the 21-22 year yet, so that should be happening here within the next month or so. And that's my report for the financial.
Thank you so much. Any questions among the trustees? And I'll open it up.
No, Mayor.
No, thank you. We'll open it up for public comment. Are there any requests to speak? None? All right, we're going to close the public comment and bring it back to the trustees. And since there are no other questions, I'll bring it to the consent agenda part 2. I'll accept, if you want to pull anything, or I'll accept a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move Alcala.
And seconded by President Guerrero. And Mr. General Manager, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Alcala?
Aye.
Trustee Early?
Aye.
President Guerrero?
Aye. All right, this is approved. Next is our regular agenda item part 3. Number 4, consideration of encroachment permit, City of West Sacramento Bridgeway Lakes diversion from main drainage canals. Is this the right agenda? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. General Manager?
So this is the discussion we've had over the last several months. The City of West Sacramento is attempting to move more water into the Bridgeway Lakes lake pond using the district's main canal. So they've got a contractor on board. They're proposing to place rock at 4 locations to sort of dam up the water. They've got a well that they're putting water into our canal, but they need to dam up several locations to force water to move towards Bridgeway Lakes. And the goal is to try to get water into the lakes, but knowing that winter is right around the corner, the riprap would be removed towards October, November timeframe, or in the event of serious rainstorm, the district would require the city to remove that rock, so there's no potential for flooding. So that's all in the contract language. In the permit, the document that you received is the construction document, the contract from the city, and our encroachment permit. And Ralph and I went through it and prepared this encroachment permit. Trying to think if there's anything else. Like I said, we've discussed this one and in the past, and so I agree with it, and I recommend that the board approve this and let the city move forward with attempting this project.
Thank you. And who's going to cover the cost?
The city covers the cost on this.
City will? Okay.
Yes.
So it's a joint effort between the two of you. Okay. And when is it going to start? When's the work going to start? Because we're in the middle of September.
Right. So rock is ordered and ready to go. And so they're just waiting for the permit.
Is that us? So that's us. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions among the trustees? Nope.
No.
Okay,
No.
great. Thank you. And I'll open it up for public comment. Any request to speak by any chance, Blake?
No comments, no questions.
Now, how much water do you think it'll provide? Sorry, I don't mean to drag this on. but-
It's hard to say at this time of the year. You know, it's so dry and there's so little water in the canal. You know, the canal is only about a foot deep, and if I recall, they needed to raise the water surface a couple of feet. And I think this is an experiment this year to see if it actually does work using rock riprap instead of a dam, inflatable dam system. Again, this is a lot cheaper than putting in dams and having to remove the inflatable bladders. And so I think, you know, again, if they can get the water to raise and spill in, the canal that leads to the lake, I believe, is completely dry right now. So not only do they have to be able to top a spillway, but then it needs to fill up the canal that leads to the lake. So it just depends on how much water gets absorbed into the ground before it really starts flowing towards the lake. So
Okay,
again, just don't know how well it's going to work at this late in the season. So
yeah. Thank you. All right.
Mhm.
So no public comment, and so we need action to approve this item. I'll accept the motion to approve.
Colin moves.
Dante seconds.
All right, thank you. Mr. General Manager, please call the roll.
Trustee Alcala,
Aye.
Trustee Early,
Aye.
President Guerrero.
Aye. All right, thank you.
Great.
And-
Thank you.
Thank you. And next, the general manager updates.
Sure, give me a minute while I get to my notes here. The Blacker Canal project, that's moving forward. Our consultant has submitted a pre-application meeting to the Army Corps for the Clean Water Act permits. We actually just got response, I believe, yesterday morning. We will be meeting October 6th with the Army Corps. Again, it's a pre-application meeting, so the meeting itself will only be 15-30 minutes long, but again, make sure all documents are ready to go and ready for the permitting process. So that's the pre-application meeting. So again, that one's moving forward. The flood maintenance assistance program, the FMAP application for 22-23 was submitted to DWR by our district engineer. We did get comments today on the document. I haven't had a chance to go through it. So next board meeting, we will discuss that and go for approval on funding from DWR on the FMAP program. Let's see, we're still waiting from a levy maintenance operation. We're still waiting to hear from our insurance company on the tractor that we lost in the fire. Our last communication with the insurance company was the end of August. So we're still waiting for their final report and so on the lost tractor. But the mowing of the levee slope, spraying weeds in numerous ponds have been continuing. The heat sort of slowed everybody down the last week, but this nicer weather this week has helped out tremendously. Projects, again, we've talked a little bit about the roof replacement in the building, working with the district engineer and Ralph to prepare specifications for a construction project. Same thing with the office landscaping and office signage. So I hope to have that out or had hoped to have it out well before September, but we're running a little behind on that. Our DWR yearly inspection occurs the end of this month, September 30th. We'll meet with a DWR inspector. They did a preliminary inspection early spring, and we'll go back through those inspection reports and confirm that the repairs have been done if necessary. Along with that, the district needs to report on the levy by the end of this month also for corrective measures. So I think if I recall reading the document, there was only one area of unacceptable. It's private property. There's an existing fence in the way, and it's in the bluff area. So it's the state understands that there hasn't been a real big push on that for a permanent removal. Again, my first time working with the state on this piece, so I'll know more the end of this month. We did have our emergency preparation flood season coordination meeting August 25th. Greg was there representing I guess Wasaika, the city. It was a good turnout of the reclamation district, the city, the county was there, the police department, the fire department. And the goal of this is they threw several different scenarios at us to see how we reacted, how we communicated. And it not only with us, the city and the RD, but also the fire department, the police department. And the scenarios were anywhere from an extreme weather event coming in, high water surface elevation, sloughing of the levee, boils showing up. And so we had to react to the different scenarios and make phone calls to either consultants, back to the county, back to DWR, et cetera. So I think it was a really good work together coordination meeting, just again to meet people and work together on the communications. So I did have there was 4 of us from the RD that attended this, just again to show the importance of what we do and the communications if an emergency was to arrive. So let's see. Coordination with the city of West Sacramento. Greg had set up a meeting with the city public works and the district to discuss the shared agreement that we had talked about last month. So it was a great meeting talking with public works. We haven't established anything at this point, but we're working together, communicating. And as we do move forward, we will prepare the need of each agency and see if shared personnel would be beneficial for all.
Norma, can you mute your phone? It's getting louder and louder. Thank you.
Sorry, Mayor, I have it close to my ear, and I think that's what happened. It
Oh,
touched
okay.
the unmute button.
Greg, don't mean to put you on the spot. Is there anything from West Safeco that I did not include in this report that we need to discuss?
Yeah, I think most significantly last Wednesday, the representatives from the city, the mayor, and Wasafka, Central Valley Flood Protection Board, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers met at the district office to execute the public partnership agreement with the project partnership agreement with the Army Corps of Engineers, which is essentially the construction agreement, which now sets up the construction phase for our levee improvement program. So it was a significant milestone, a long time coming, and we are now in the construction pipeline with the Corps for our roughly $2 billion levee improvement project. So that was a pretty significant event that occurred last week.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Greg.
Uh-huh.
And that's my report. If there's any questions.
Thank you, Mr. General Manager. No, there are no questions. I think we lost our quorum, so,
Okay, yep.
so at this point, I think, I don't think there are any trustee comments. And we can move to adjourn.
At this point, you can simply adjourn.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, have a good one, everybody. Take care.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Good
thank you,
night.
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Bye-bye.